I've got loop pedals sitting here, and there's a little groove in there, a real simple little reggae groove that I just used for another lesson I've just done on YouTube. And while it's in there, I thought I'll just play over that a little bit with my 335, my trusty old 1987 Gibson, and I'm also going to swap to my PRS DGT, which is quite a recent guitar for me. Lovely guitar. And one of the things I've been meaning to do since I got this one is compare it to the 335. So I thought, because I've got this little groove sitting in the pedal at the moment, I'll just have a little play over the top. And importantly, I'm not plugged in properly for this. So what you're going to be hearing is the sound in the room. And I should just tell you what I'm using. I've got a Tech 21 Flyrig 5 plugged into a tiny little high watt bass amp. Now that's because I use that amp in here because I do bass lessons as well, and I just plug into the same amp, and I use the Tech 21 thing to give me more of a guitar sound rather than a bass sound. But it's a very, very simple setup. So in the room, it's quite nice. The Flyrig's great really for the money, but yeah, it's not a really pristine, high quality recording you're going to be hearing. It's just the sound using the camera's mic in the room. But I think that's quite a good way to see if you can really hear the difference between these two guitars in a real situation. You know, no processing or anything. It's just the camera's mic in this room. Okay, so I'll use the 335 first. So hopefully the differences came across just on the camera's mic there for you. In the room, just using this tiny little amp, as I mentioned before. So it's not like the best guitar sound I could possibly get, but it's alright. It's just the sound I use for teaching at the moment. This one's still quite new to me. I mean, it's not a brand new guitar. It's 2011, so it's actually getting quite old now. What's that? 14 years old. The other one though is 1987. So this one's quite new to me though, and I've had that one since about 1989, 88, 89. So I'm very used to that guitar, and that for a long time, this has been the kind of benchmark for any other guitar that I get. So it has to kind of try to stand up against this one. Most of them haven't done that. Probably all of them haven't actually, depending on what sort of style you're playing. But certainly for like the Gibson kind of feel and that sort of style of guitar, I haven't had anything else that compares to that really. But this is very close really, and I'm not saying really even saying the 335 is better. I wouldn't say it is a better guitar than this one. I mean, this is so good. And in terms of playability, for me, yeah, that guitar that's had a refret. It's had a couple of fret dresses. It's had before the refret. I've set it up several times. I'm always tweaking it, and it's just a brilliant guitar to play. This one, the frets are pretty good on it, but I've set it up, but I need to adjust it a bit more to see if I can get it to play as well as that one. So basically it doesn't play quite as well as that one, but it's an amazing guitar to play. But comparing them like that, it's the first time I've done this, play them back to back, and the 325 is still easier to play and nicer to play really, if I'm honest. But then this is small, move it around easily. It's got the tremolo. It's got the PRS sort of build quality, but then I'm not complaining about the Gibson build quality for that guitar because it's lasted all these years and it's still great. But yeah, I think overall PRS have the edge on things like build quality. Well, they definitely do. So if I want to use a tremolo, obviously this is going to be the guitar. That's definitely something this has got, which makes it a little bit more versatile than the 325. What else can I say about them? The feel of the necks are very similar, and when I bought this, one of the reasons I went for this over certain other guitars, certain other PRSs in particular, was because I read that the necks on these were very similar to 325 necks. And I think David Grissom had an old 335 that they then used to try to design this neck for the DGT, based I think largely on this 325 neck that he had. So it's going to be similar to mine, and it is very similar. This is a little bit fuller, this neck, a little bit chunkier, a tiny bit than the 325 one, but not much. They're very similar. Anyone that likes this neck would like that neck and vice versa. Both are lovely guitars to play, and they do sound quite similar. This has got a little bit of a snap to it, a bit more like a Fendery kind of snap that when you're comparing it to the Gibson, that the Gibson doesn't have. But it's not very Fendery, this guitar to play. It hasn't got a lot of that, 'cause it's got a set neck and everything. It hasn't got the bowl on neck, but it's got a bit of that feel to it when comparing with the Gibson. So yeah, I'll do another proper comparison video and review of both of these guitars at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to do that as I had that little groove in the loop pedal. Let me know what you think. Did the well, really, the DGT, does it compare to the Gibson? That's the way I'm looking at this. It's not, is the Gibson as good as this? It's, does this compare favourably to the Gibson? Because the Gibson for me is the benchmark. Oh, one other thing just to mention, what I noticed then, you might have done, is this one's louder. And I just left all the settings the same, and as I said before, the settings are just how they happen to be from my last lesson I did in here, so I haven't tweaked anything down there. And this one's definitely louder. Now I've got my pickup set lowish on the 325 because I think you do get a nice tone like that, and I haven't adjusted these since I got it. So what I might do is lower these a little bit and then see what that does, because that might actually improve the tone of this, even though the tone of this is brilliant anyway. We'll see. Oh, just another thing that I forgot to mention, very important difference between these two guitars. This has got coil tabs, so you can split the pickups on this guitar. You can't do that on the 335, and that makes this by far the most versatile of the two. Even though 335s are known to be one of the most versatile guitars ever made, this beats it by a long way because of the tremolo and the splittable pickups, which are great on this guitar. And if you've got one of these guitars, or if you've got, ideally if you've got both of these guitars, tell me what your thoughts are on it. But if you've got either of these as well, what do you think of them? Okay, thanks for watching.